You know someone who's calm in a way that almost doesn't make sense. The one who doesn't flinch when everything's falling apart. Who somehow gets quieter as the room gets louder. You probably assume they were born that way, wired differently, lucky. They didn't start out calm. They started out feeling everything, way too much. So something changed. Not their heart, they still feel all of it. What changed is what they do with it. And we get this part wrong. We treat calm like a personality you either got or you didn't. But the kind that holds under real pressure isn't handed to you at birth. It's more like a muscle, built rep by rep, usually in a gym nobody would sign up for. Picture the before version of them. The overthinker who tried to control everything, fix everyone's mood, say sorry first just to keep the peace. Caring so hard it quietly wore them down. There's a name for living that braced, like the other shoe is always about to drop. Hypervigilance. So that overthinking was never really a thinking problem. It was a safety strategy. Their nervous system learned that things can turn painful fast, so it stopped switching all the way off. It just kept scanning the room for the next thing to go wrong, and it feels like control. You run every scenario, you brace for every version of bad, and some part of you believes that if you just think hard enough, you can stop the floor from dropping out. That's the first thing sitting under their calm. At some point, they started keeping a quiet tally of every disaster they lost sleep over. The exam they were sure they'd fail. The text they almost didn't send. And then one day, they noticed the pattern. The worrying never once changed how a single one of them turned out. The presentation they agonized over for 3 nights went fine. The thing that actually knocked their life sideways, they never saw coming. Worry isn't a smoke detector. Half the time, it just fills the house with smoke. Psychologists actually have an experiment for this. Try right now not to think about a white bear. You just thought about the bear. Daniel Wegner called it the ironic process. The harder you shove a thought down, the louder it pushes back up. So what are the calm ones actually doing that the rest of us aren't? It comes down to one move, made in the first second of a hard feeling. Most of us slam a lid on it and sit on top, praying it stays down there. A psychologist at Stanford named James Gross spent years comparing 2 ways people deal with emotion. One group shoves the feeling down and holds a straight face. The other lets it come and quietly changes what it means to them. And there's a reason one works and the other wears you down. When you suppress a feeling, it's already fired. So you're sitting on a live wire, holding it shut with everything you've got, and it's still burning underneath. Reframing catches it a beat earlier by changing the story you tell about the moment. Your friend leaves you on read. One version and they're done with you. The other, they're just buried today. Same silence, completely different night for your body. And here's the twist Gross kept finding. Clamp a feeling down on the outside, and on the inside it burns hotter, not cooler. The most composed face in the room is usually the one working the hardest, and the bill for all that holding comes due later. And once you can feel something without drowning in it, a small gap opens up. Viktor Frankl watched people survive a concentration camp, and he noticed the ones who held on to themselves all had the same thing. Between what happens to you and how you respond, there's a space. And that space is where you actually get to choose. The reactive version of you had no space at all. Something lands and you're already firing back, already spiraling, 3 arguments deep in your own head before the other person's even done talking. The calm version widened that gap on purpose until they could step inside it. The message that would have wrecked you at 24, they read it, set the phone face down, and answer in the morning. Same fire, just more room around it. A reaction is something that happens to you. A response is something you pick. And that pause isn't just willpower. When something reads as a threat, your amygdala, the brain's alarm, fires a fraction of a second before your prefrontal cortex, the part that actually reasons, is even awake. The pause is you buying those few seconds, so the slower, smarter part can catch up and get a vote. Then comes the move that looks like they stopped caring, when it's the exact opposite. They finally split the world into two piles. The things they can actually touch and the things they can't. You can't make someone love you back. Some things you said, you don't get to unsay. The interview's over the second you walk out that door. So they stop throwing themselves at those walls and pour that energy where it actually goes, what they do next. And there's a deeper layer most people miss. It's not only sorting what you can touch from what you can't, it's doing your part all the way and then letting go of how it lands. You send the text, you walk into the interview, you say the hard thing, and then you unclench, because the effort was always yours, but the outcome never was. That's why they can watch chaos so quietly, like someone at the window during a storm they've already lived through. It's not that they don't feel it. It's that they've seen how these things actually play out, and they know which parts pass on their own if you just stop feeding them. But being the steady one comes with a bill nobody warns you about. When you're always fine, people quietly stop asking if you are. You become the shoulder, the calm voice at 1 a.m., the one holding everyone together, and slowly it hits you that no one is really holding you, because you make it look so easy they assume you never need it. You'll see it in a fight, too. They go quiet instead of firing back, and everyone reads that as weak or as not caring enough to argue. It's the opposite. They just stop confusing the loudest reaction with the strongest one. This is why calm people and anxious people can quietly drive each other crazy. If you run hot, their stillness can look like they don't care, like they've checked out on you. But they learned the hard way that meeting your panic with more panic just doubles the fire. Their steadiness isn't distance. It's them refusing to pour gas on it. So don't mistake their silence for emptiness. It's not that there's nothing going on in there. It's a room absolutely full of thought and feeling that they've just learned to keep quiet, because somewhere along the way, they figured out that not every feeling needs an audience, and not every thought needs to be said out loud. And here's the part that actually matters. You don't need a rough childhood or years of therapy to build this. The people who earned their calm the hard way just stumbled into the reps. You can choose the same reps on purpose, on ordinary days, when nothing is even wrong yet, which is honestly the easiest place to start. The pause before you answer, letting a feeling move through you without grabbing it by the throat, spending your energy only on the pile you can reach. Do it once, it feels like nothing. Do it a few thousand times and it rewires how you meet your own life. So start stupidly small. Next time your chest goes tight over a message, don't answer for 10 minutes. Just feel the pull to react and don't move. Those 10 minutes are the whole thing in miniature. Because you were never trying to stop feeling. You're trying to feel all of it and stay standing anyway. So the calm you envy almost never came free. It's a scar that healed so quiet you'd never guess there was ever a wound. And if you feel too much right now, if you're sure that's the thing wrong with you, you've got it exactly backwards. That's not the opposite of calm, it's where it starts. You're just early.